Hey guys, welcome to my video. For today's tutorial, I will be teaching you how to make the crochet Victorian stitch. To begin, all you're going to need is some yarn and a crochet hook. For this tutorial, you will need to know how to make chains, how to make the double crochet stitch, how to make the double crochet V-stitch, and how to make the iris stitch. I have videos on all of those and I will have them listed down below. If that sounds a little too intimidating, all you really need to know, breaking it down, is how to make chains and how to make the double crochet stitch. I have already made this little test swatch here using two different colors, so it's going to be easy to see how the stitch is going to be made. I will have the yarn that I'm using and hook that I'm using listed down below. For the body of my test swatch, I have already made the Victorian stitch. This is what it is going to look like. If you're starting from the very beginning, making chains, you're going to want to make chains in the multiple of 3. I did make a little foundation row of all single crochet for my swatch. I just like the way it looks. You could work these actual stitches into the original chains if you wanted to. I just kind of like the way this looks. If I was doing like a blanket with it or something, I would do that. I just enjoy it myself. You don't have to do it that way. The Victorian stitch is made up of 2 rows alternating, but all I'm really going to show you is 1 row. Because breaking it down, it technically is 1 row. You're just going to be rearranging the stitches for any future rows that you make. So I have started my row that I'm currently working with 3 chains on my hook. You're going to be skipping over this first stitch right here that's connected with your chains. You're going to work a double crochet into the next stitch. So now you can see on my previous row we've come across a iris stitch, which is 2 double crochet, chain 1, and 2 double crochet worked into the same stitch or space. Since this is an iris stitch, I'm going to make 1 double crochet V in that space. So it's a double crochet, chain, double crochet into that space. So then you can see on this row that it's a double crochet V. So you're going to make an iris stitch. And that's why I'm only showing you this 1 row, because then once you do any more rows, you will start the same way, but you will just alternate changing between iris and the double crochet V depending on what's underneath them. So like I said, this is a double crochet V. I'm going to make an iris, which is the 2 double crochet, the chain 1, and the 2 double crochet in that same space. This is an iris stitch in my last row. I'm going to make a double crochet V on top of that, worked into that space right there. So you can see how it's looking so far. This is a previous double crochet V right here, so I'm going to make an iris stitch. So like I said, if you have not learned these, like the stitches that have the names, all you're going to need to do is obviously work these double crochets and then some chains. This is a previous iris stitch that I made my last row, so I'm making a double crochet V. You can see I've come to the last 2, the double crochet and the chains that match the ones I made on this row right here. So on this double crochet right here next to that iris stitch, you're going to make 1 double crochet into it. Then on that chain space right here at the end, you're going to make 1 double crochet into those chains. Those 2 double crochet are going to match this chain 3 and this double crochet made at the beginning of your row. So like I said, for your next row, you would then work the chain 3, the single double crochet. This is a double crochet V, so you'll work the iris stitch. Then you will alternate between the double crochet V and the iris stitch for the rest of your row. So like I said, you will work this row for however long you want your project. If you're working your first row down here into your chains, you would then just start with whatever stitch you honestly want to, either an iris or a double crochet V, depending on however you feel. And that is going to be how to make the crochet Victorian stitch. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe for more from me. You can follow me on all social media at crochetmelovely, all one word. Please leave me any feedback down below for future videos and tutorials that you would like to see. Thank you guys so much for being here, and have a great day.